𝐷𝑂𝐸𝑆 best friends. God is morning, day, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this, friend. How you vibing thus far? I hope all is well. I hope all is blessed. I hope you're following your soul's vibration healthily today. For my friends coming back, you already know the vibes. Bienvenida preta. Welcome black is for expansion. For my new friends, bienvenida. Welcome. I am a real journey in these social media streets, the rare black alicorn, and on my channel I like to talk about energy, self-love, soul contracts, soul ties, astrology, tarot, and everything, because it all has purpose. And just how life is ultimately, from a universal and personal aspect, a big old generational cycle. Catch my vibes? And it all connects us individually and collectively to our physical life. And we all want to know how to walk healthier in both our energetic and physical streets. Right. Because every day has purpose, friend. You have purpose, friend. And at the end of the day, you're a whole ass vibe. And we're all here to have our best and healthiest life as best we can in all aspects of ourselves. Right. All while going through 2023. Individually. So with that being said, let's dive into today's high vibrational energetic conversation and spill this energetic detox tea, mi cariños, of today's collective self-love message. Today is Saturday, September 16th, 2023. Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday, friend. Post Friday Eve. I hope y'all weekend is going well. So, remember, collectively, we are currently in the month of September, which is all about 9 energy. And 9 energy is all about enlightenment, expansion, and being open to learn healthier mental and emotional states of beings within our divine feminine and masculine energies, because that's what 9 energy is all about. Hermit. You go through your experiences in life, you live through them, you move wiser. That's what it's about as far as being adulting, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Right. So with today being Saturday, Saturdays are ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn is all about having boundaries. So it's all about reflecting back and looking at all the experiences that you had this week that showed they ass, respectfully saying, as well as the ones that's from the past that you may not be going through right now. But if you really sit down with yourself, friend, you could put 2 and 2 together and see how, it's still connected and maybe having an effect on you. Therefore, it might be contributing to what is going on with you, both good and not so good as of yet, thus far today. So before we all hit that reset button, meaning our energies hit the reset button, because tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday is the very first day of the week, or, supposedly some people consider Monday to be the first day, but Sunday ultimately is the first day of the week. So it's like hitting a reset energetic wise, like the universe and us personally hit a big old reset button, because Sundays is all about the sun energy, consciousness, and what you are consciously going to anew for yourself. So that way you could be more free, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Catch my vibes? But that all is just dependent upon the boundaries that you choose to set today, with today being Saturday, the end of the week. So it's like, okay, you know how it is. It's kind of like that new year, new me vibe. But instead of doing it once a year, we do it every week. Within our energy, within our soul, or we're supposed to, which is why sometimes we go through the same BS, just different face, different timeline, different environment, but same old thing. You know the vibes, nothing new up under the sun. You know how it goes, friends. But anyway, with that being said, when it comes to boundaries, it's just hard sometimes. But I've learned from my own personal experience of thus far in life that is one thing for certain and two things for sure that I've learned overall about how to maintain peace healthily and healthier when it comes to relationships with others, but most importantly, relationship with yourself, is that things change regardless because life happens. Good things happen in life, bad things happen in life, and at the end of the day, you have your own back first and foremost, and before anybody else will. Why? Because we as adults, we have to understand when we're actually being 100% self-responsible and accountable with ourselves in all aspects of our life, before we can expect it from anybody else. Because sometimes when it comes to our relationships, it doesn't matter if it's you and your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, parents, your children. We sometimes expect a certain level of responsibility from others that we may not be fulfilling within myself. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, or because that person is has a certain title, has a certain role in your life, that you are expecting something from them to help you maintain your peace. Catch my vibes and stuff. And we have to remember in our soul contracts, within our soul, first and foremost, that first of all, our soul came here to have an experience. And at the end of the day, we want to live our best lives in physical form as best we can. But part of that is having healthy boundaries and making sure that you are not expecting things from others that you are not doing for yourself, and sometimes we forget that. And then so when that person drops the ball or they can't maintain and maintain and sustain accountability for you, where it disturbs your peace and you all of a sudden are getting mad, angry, frustrated, irritated, the vibes and things like that, then we're quick to be judgmental, or talk about somebody because they're not being responsible, as we would sometimes say, within their life. They may have made bad choices or make a mistake. I mean, life happens, So at the end of the day, ultimately, it's you that have to be responsible for you. It's you that have to be accountable for you. Nobody else. It's not their responsibility, because we all come from different mental and emotional backgrounds. That's pretty much what it is. We are not going to look at life the same. And that's what today to me is all about. It's about you acknowledging the fact that, hey, you may make a mistake. I ain't gonna say may, we make mistakes. We make mistakes, and so does everybody else. And we have to accept people for where they are at in their life. Excuse me. But at the same time, I know we are all, my new saying now is, we are all in the fire together, but that don't mean we have to go through it together. I think I said that yesterday in my message yesterday. We do not have to go through the same experience. Like, we may be on the same path. We may relate, you know what I'm saying? And we both could catch the same vibes. We can relate emotionally. We can both be passionate about the same things, but that does not mean that person is going to get it 100% or see things the way you see it, because it's all about consciousness. We all are making our own choices on what we choose to be healthily as well as unhealthily conscious of and unconscious of, because we all have our own individual doubts, fears, and just life experiences that contributed to our internal strengths and our internal weaknesses of our minds. Meaning, what you think and how you think of certain things is all attached to your emotional records, Akashic records, and which is why you think the way you think, and which is why you move the way you move in your mind. Therefore, you do physically. Catch my vibes? So ultimately, today is all about making sure. I am so sorry. That's my 4-year-old. So today is ultimately about you making sure that you have your boundaries up going. You have your plans as far as your goals and your desires and your dreams and whatever it is you want to fulfill. At the end of the day, it's all about what you will and will not put up with. So if you want to maintain your peace, it's dependent upon what you will and will not allow in your life. So let's break energy down even further today and stuff. Let's go deeper in what it means as far as today being ruled by Saturn and what it means to have healthy boundaries. Now, today is the 16th. So when I look at it from a tarot perspective, today, the 16th card in tarot is the Tower card. And the Tower card is all about catastrophes, and catastrophes and stuff is all about things that happen in life that we ultimately do not want. And it always comes unexpectedly. But that's because of the simple fact that sometimes life warns us about upcoming things. It's just that because we don't understand ourselves from a higher perspective, meaning your mental space and your emotional space, you're disconnected to what's actually going on, because our thoughts and our emotions tell us when bad things are happening, because it's our intuition. That's what our intuition is. It's our lifeline. It's our soul, that came here to relive life as you, friend, in physical form. And it's like, been there, done that. Please do not make me go through this again. Help me. That's what I just heard. Help me. But it's like, I'm trying to tell myself this in physical form, but I am not listening to me. And sometimes we keep hitting our heads over and over and over again and stuff because our boundaries are misconstrued, because all we know is that at the end of the day, we want to have peace in some type of way, shape, or form in certain areas of our life. And we may not know how to get there, or we get there and we keep doing the same old things over and over again, because at the end of the day, once you have peace, you want to keep it, right? Once you have happiness in your life, you want to keep it, right? So you keep doing the same things. But we have to remember that first and foremost, our first body is energy, meaning our mental and emotional state of being. So if you don't understand what got you to where you are at, both where you are healthy at as well as where you're unhealthy at, then you don't understand your mind, respectfully saying, and you don't understand the emotions that are attached to your mind and your mental state of being. So you got to just work on yourself a little bit to understand yourself just a little bit more, because when those tower moments happen, meaning when something happens in your life that was unexpected and that's ultimately bad, you do not want to experience it. It was just what I call the Tower card my 𝐿 card. That's my mother God 𝐿 card, meaning, you know what? My child, it's like God speaks to you. You know what? You are my child. And I see you keep going through these little tests and trials to let you know, like, hey, this person or this experience, this environment is not for you. But you're not listening to me. So now I got to take away your car. Now I got to take away your job. Now I got to take this person from you. Because you didn't appreciate that person. Or, I'm sorry. See, or because you need to relieve yourself. Like I said, my mother got 𝐿 card. I don't know if you heard my youngest in the background. Sorry, he running around here. But ultimately, Saturdays before you step into next week, it's all about setting healthier boundaries before tower moments happen in your life. and stuff like that. So, and the reason why I look at Saturdays and and stuff the way I do, or life the way I do now, is because, like I said, everything has purpose, and we go through cycles in our life, and sometimes we have to repeat hard ass lessons because we didn't understand what we were seeing before, because everything in physical form is connected to some type of energetic, mental, and emotional state of being that we attracted, because we all are empaths, regardless of what people say. We all are empaths because we have a soul. I mean, it's energy. And we all embody energy. It's just we all only understand energy, but so much, and we all came with some type of Akashic record embedded into our mental and emotional foundation as to why, and we just build up from that. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Everything we learned from, it goes back to our childhood. Let's do some past life regression, I guess, right now, or whatever you want to call it. But it stems from our childhood. And you have to remember that us from a higher state of being all came with Akashic records from our parents, that stems from our parents, and overall stems from our ancestral bloodlines, and then the type of this is a tongue twister for me. This is a tongue twister because sometimes my tongue does not want to work with my mouth and stuff when it comes to English. Oh my gosh. But anyway, social circles. There, got it out finally. But anyway, like I was saying, friend, it all stems back because everything we were exposed to as kids, good and bad, when it comes to boundaries, we were exposed to both healthy and unhealthy boundaries. It's up to us what we want to do. Now that we adults, now that we grown, especially because we are all grown in age, but there's aspects of us energetic wise, meaning within our spirit, within our soul, within our mind, within our emotional spaces, our mental spaces, where we are not grown as of yet. And we got to do some inner child work, inner healing, because we don't understand certain things. But once again, that goes back to with this being the month of September and us learning how to move healthier. And moving healthier means you're moving wiser, by what you choose to expose yourself to and what you choose to not expose yourself to. And it all stems back to those healthy boundaries that we were exposed to as children, So with today, that would help us and prevent us from going through tower moments, because tower moments, when you break down the energy of the tower card, is made up of the numbers 1 and 6. 1 is all about new beginnings, but 1 is also connected to the first card, or the number 1 in tarot card, the number 1 card, I guess you could say, because it's not the first card, it's actually the full card. But anyway, moving on. The Magician card. And the Magician card is all about communication. It's all about what you're willing to do. So it's all about the type of life, ultimately. That's how I look at it. It's all about the type of life that you are speaking into existence internally, because the Magician card is about your energy, your internal communication. But you have to understand that internal communication, which is where the 6 comes from. And the 6th tarot card is the Lover's card. And the Lover's card is all about your choices. And it's ruled by the energy of air as well. So once again, those internal communications, because everything stems from the mind. It all stems from your mental and your emotional understanding of what peace is to you and for you, as well as what love represents to you and for you. So while we all go through life at this time, learning how to move wiser and healthier on our own individual aspects of going through the year of 2023, through this that circadian clock that we are all universally on, to understand and make life more purposeful, more peaceful, more loving, because that ultimately is all of our intent. Just think about the boundaries that you have in your life, and who is able to meet you there. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, like I said, at the end of the day, I've learned that you got to have your own back before you can expect anybody else, as I mentioned earlier, because everybody's mental and emotional background is different. No matter how much you and that person have in common, as well as even with family, even with your own kids, if you have kids, you could be family, but at the end of the day, especially with kids, they have their own mind based off of the mental and emotional concepts that their parents had, and then their parents before they had, and then the examples that you've shown them both healthily and unhealthily as per you when you were growing up. The things you were exposed to. How did it help you build your boundaries? And two, when you see things not working in life, so that way you don't have to go through so many tower moments. You have to understand the internal conversations that's been going on, and why you think the way you think, and which is why you move the way you move. When you're in a state of chaos, that just means you need to slow down, because there's things going on that you in your higher state of being is trying to reconfigure. But because in physical form, you're not understanding the mental and emotional, aka overall energetic algorithms that's going on in your mind to get you to where you need to go. So that way you can get to a place that's more peaceful. So that way you can get to a place where you love yourself. You're happy with yourself. Because you made the right choices. Those times, because we all have had times where we go ziggity boo in the mind, and our judgment is cloudy, and we make mistakes, But it's also to let you know that, hey, just because you set healthier boundaries does not mean you can expect other people to live up to what you consider to be healthy for you. Because at the end of the day, you are doing what you need to do for you. So that way you could be happy with yourself. Not so other people could be happy with you, not so could love you more or even less or anything like that, because at the end of the day, everybody looks at life differently. So make sure that you are looking at your boundary, setting healthier boundaries, so that way you can avoid tower moments, which is ultimately a time where you energetically have, we don't like to say it, we don't like to face it, but you haven't faced a fear. There's some type of doubt going on in your life. At the end of the day, there's some type of lack going on in your life, and your life has shown you it multiple times, just in smaller doses. So it's like I said, that's my mother God Yokem card. It's like, nope, you didn't learn your lesson, so now I got to take this away so you could really feel the pressure. Because I tried to tell you within your higher self, meaning your mental and emotional state of being, what was going on, but you didn't understand it. So at the end of the day, remember that you are going to do what is best for you Period, point blank. Just like everybody else who is in your life. The choice is if you are doing it healthily or unhealthily. That's our ultimate choice. Do we rather just continue to do things healthily or unhealthily? Because like I say, 2023, my saying now is we are all in the fire together, but that does not mean we have to go through the fire together. Catch my vibes? I'm going to end the video here, friend. No matter when you're going through your blessings and your lessons, because it happens simultaneously, there's purpose in every experience in your life and every person in your life, because there's purpose in you. Don't ever forget that. It's just the internal battles between your divine masculine energies, aka your thoughts and your thought processing, which is why you take the actions that you take. All while you're also in your emotions, and your emotions is all connected to your divine feminine energy, meaning your soul. And your soul is just trying to refigure out, aka reconfigure our physical states of life to finally be in and at peace in physical form eternally, which is how I personally feel. When I really sit back and observe what's going on in the world and people's ultimate goal, it all equates to having peace within themselves and within their lives. Now, how you choose to go about it physically, like I said, it's ultimately up to you, friend, but there's only one lifeline that we get, that we have, and that will get down to the nitty gritty of it all and get you there mentally, emotionally, and physically. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have for you today for a high vibrational energetic conversation and detox tea. I hope you have a fabulous day. I hope I gave you something to think about as you go through your day-to-day soul contracts. And al pan pan, bino bino, al mal tiempo, buena gana, which means call things what you are and always look at the bright side, because honestly, we are our first physical creator and co-creator of our lives individually. Remember, we all individually are going through the fire together, but and we're going to do what we want to do as individuals. As selfish as it sounds, we're built that way, and you're going to do it. Just think about the relationships you have and stuff. At the end of the day, we just go through it sometimes healthily or unhealthily. It's just about how you choose to create and co-create peace within yourself, So with that being said, I hope you enjoy your day, friend. And two, I wanted to start saying that accidents happen, which means physical and verbal disagreements between people, because we all make mistakes on account of being sometimes naive, sometimes silly, and ultimately stubborn. Just because we're all in the fire, like I said, you do not have to keep going through the same things with people. We all learn differently. We all move differently. We all grow at our own pace that's comfortable for us. And sometimes some people are ready to face their fears more than others. But when you consistently and constantly are going through toxic situations, meaning it don't even have to like anything that's unhealthy for you, and it's creating any type of disturbance in your peace on a consistent level, that's just a red flag saying that, hey, it's time to move. And if there's somebody else involved, and they're not able to move with you, then it's up to you, That means you still want to be in that type of fire with them on that same level. So, and unfortunately, we choose, that's where the boundaries come in. And so we are ultimately telling Mother God and universe, and ourselves in a higher perspective, meaning our soul, like, hey, I choose to keep rolling with this person and keep going through this contract with them, this soul tie with them because they haven't learned better. Even though it's disturbing my peace and I'm starting to feel like I could do better and be better and stuff, but I'm gonna still go with them. because that's ultimately what you're saying. You know, so with that being said, just recheck your boundaries. So that way next week, moving forward, as we move on into our year and stuff together collectively and you individually, friend, you're not carrying on the same toxic energies that you had yesterday, that you had last week, hell, that you even had last year. Because if you are choosing to continue with that type of energy, you know, an energetic mindset and emotional states of being, I mean, real talk, with us being grown, how can you blame somebody else? You can't, because you ultimately chose to stick it out with that type of mentality and emotions, regardless if it was with somebody else or not. It's just a goal that you wanted to reach, you know? And you didn't, you know, so it's about you speaking life into yourself and building yourself up. So increase your affirmations or, increase your self-love, do more things that are befitting to you and that is going to help you be more at peace in your mind, because when you are more at peace with your mind, you respect yourself more and you could give respect to others more, and you could love yourself more. Therefore, you'll love others more. And when other people come into your life, or other routines and things that come into your life and it's disturbing your peace, you could hit that brakes real quick, be like, skirt, skirt, and be like, nope, I cannot do this. And it'll be easier to push away from that as opposed to getting emotionally attached. You catch my vibes? So that's all. Once again, I know I said that a couple of times already, but y'all, I will see y'all in the next video or the next astral realms. Peace, love, and bliss. Bye.